No hijab, no healthcare. Iran's shocking new measure. In a shocking move that has sparked outrage, health authorities in the northern Iranian city of Lahijan issued an edict demanding that women not wearing their hijab correctly or not wearing a headscarf should be denied healthcare. This stringent order aligns with the regime's strict enforcement of its mandatory hijab law, but fails to provide any guidelines on emergency situations where immediate treatment might be necessary. The directive has drawn strong condemnations, strong reactions from human rights activists, journalists, and Iranians on social media. Iranian human rights lawyer Kambiz Norouzi described the decree as, quote, by far the most blatant contravention of Iranian women's legitimate civil and human rights and against all civilized norms, adding that, quote, sending such a letter to our health authorities is unique in the medical world and means that if a woman is at risk of serious injury or even death, that it needs treatment, that health professionals should not serve her just because she did not wear a hijab. That is tantamount to committing a criminal act. This incident has fueled comparisons to extremist practices and has been likened to historical instances of explicit religious supremacy. So, did you see this post?
Yeah,
Did you
it's
hear about this on
insane.
social media? Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
I saw
Um,
one person saying that this is like a national thing, and then other people are like, there isn't
no,
evidence that this
no,
is
no, no,
national. This is just this
no.
region.
This was. I think it was just like a couple of one or a couple of hospitals. It's not as
Mhm.
widespread, but it got such a negative reaction, and I don't think anybody's gonna follow that. Honestly, nobody's
Mhm.
gonna follow that. I mean, maybe a few people. I don't know. I don't think I mean, yeah. So it was a letter. It was by the way, this hasn't turned into law. There's no law. This is a letter. So here's the thing: the way that the enforcement in Iran works, sometimes it's kind of messy. The way sometimes people don't understand that something was not is not a law, but it's being enforced by intimidation. The whole arresting people for not having hijab in the streets all this time was based on no law. Did you know that? This was just people were enforcing the just things, right?
Wait, what are you
Um,
saying? The mandatory hijab is the law. What are you talking about?
yeah, but the law did not give the authority to anybody to go and arrest people and put them in the van or stuff like that. All this time they were been doing it without having no authority to do that.
Wait,
All this time,
what?
yeah.
Wait, Gasher
And
and
for
Shab
example,
had no authority? What are you telling me?
I mean, they had the authority to go tell people, I don't know, please cover your hijab. They had no authority to arrest people like all this time that they did. Also, like for example, closing down businesses, closing down like so businesses in Iran now like are getting shut down left and right for allowing women to come shop there without a hijab, right?
Yeah.
This is not on the books. There's no law that allows you to do that. In fact, you're violating the law by doing like a lot of people coming out like, yeah, you don't have the authority to shut down stores. The people who are shutting down the stores have no authority to do it, but they're doing it. So it just so when you see a letter like this being sent to the hospitals, whoever is sending that letter is just hoping it's it's not something that is in the law that is forcing the hospitals to do that. There it's just used to work as an intimidation. People just listen because I got this from the government. I don't want to get in trouble, right? I don't know. Like people didn't go and be like, well, technically, my rights says that you can't do this to me. Like, okay, do you want to get beaten up? Like, what are you
Mhm.
gonna do, right? Now we're getting to the point where these intimidation tactics are not working. Like, you get
Mhm.
the letter and you're showing the middle finger to the government, like, come at me,
Mhm.
right? So I'm assuming, again, I'm not sure exactly, that this is just one of those intimidation tactics because legally there's nothing here. We didn't even. I know the Iranian government's laws are insane, but even based on their own backwards legal standards, you can't do stuff like this, even based on Iran government's standards. Do you understand what I mean?
I learned. You taught me something today.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can't do that. Even based on the legal system, the legal framework that exists in Iran, you can't do that. You can't do that crap.
A lot of
And here's
people
the
are.
thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
No, you go.
Because a lot of people think that their laws in Iran are just all over the place and anybody could do anything, people didn't bother to go learn the limited rights that they have in Iran because they think like
Mm,
the government doesn't care about my rights. They're going to do whatever they want.
I
But
mean,
now that yeah, okay, but here's the thing. It's not fair because people who know actually their rights have been able to play the system and get out with many things. So it's the type of black and white thinking that we have to try to avoid. So a lot
mm,
of Iranians think that if I say actually if you know your rights there are some things you could do, they think that I'm defending the Islamic Republic. I'm like, oh, you're saying the law has any meaning in this country. So you're saying that this is a country of laws and standards. So you're saying the Islamic Republic has some good things in it. I'm like,
okay.
you know, I'm not, I'm as much against the Islamic Republic as the rest of you. Okay. But we have observed that people who know the ins and outs of the legal system in Iran have managed to use it to get out sometimes. So don't throw your hands up in the air and be like, yeah, this is just a jungle and nothing matters. Like, that's not going to help, so it's not going to help. It's good
You're,
to know. It's good to
I'm
know.
saying it's worth a try. Okay, it's worth a shot.
Okay. Yeah. Especially now that intimidation is working less than before. So if there's no legal framework for something and people are doing something to you, you could use their own legal framework to throw it at them, like, because people's
Mm,
power is slowly increasing against the government. Oh,
mhm.
some people don't like that because they think like me saying that will bring hope in the system. And they're like, don't bring hope that the legal framework will work because we want people to just be completely against the regime as a whole. So don't, if you show that you could use the legal system as a way to get out of things, then people are not going to be revolutionary because people are going to be like, well, this is turning out kind of okay. I guess this might turn out well if we, and people like, don't let them think that because we want to topple the regime. So that's how sometimes you get their reaction. But I will tell them like, hey, if you want to topple the regime, you can't, it's better to do it outside of prison than inside prison. Right? So try to use the legal system to get out, man. Like, anyways.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, that's
Oh man,
I'm
you
getting into too much
definitely.
detail.
No,
Yeah.
I love to hear it though. I mean, this is what people come here for, right? They come here for the
Yeah.
detail, and we come here. I love talking about these stories with you in particular because you can provide so much insight that isn't available to me in English media, right? It's so helpful. So thank you.
Right. Yeah. And
Um,
Drews is saying you shouldn't hide the truth. Exactly. That's agree. So here's a comment by somebody saying, "What a you want to read these comments?" Well, let's go
oh
down.
yeah, someone
The
reacted to this
Hippocratic Oath.
news on Twitter saying, "What happened to the Hippocratic Oath? Is the
Right.
Hippocratic Oath even a global practice?"
It's not. It's not a law. It's
It's
just
not a
like
law. It's a
it's a
philosophy.
principle.
It's a
It's a
creed.
principle. It's a
Yeah,
creed. Yes.
yeah.
And then what is this? Martial Najat posted something.
Oh yeah, it's just ugh, man, yeah. I mean, women getting assaulted and stuff. It's
Oh.
yeah. For the
Okay.
hijab, once again, I mean, unfortunately, nothing new. Um,
Yeah.
and you made me think of this song. The past few days, I've had a bunch of Persian rap stuck in my head. I've been like blasting Persian rap in my car as I drive around. And I can teach. I teach like a Persian phrase of the week that related to this news? Because it made me
Sure.
think of it. Okay, so in this one song that I really love, the chorus, it goes, Marba Nazam. So that means death to the whole system.